Hello, and welcome to the newest episode of the Drive Home Podcast. I'm your host, and I get to talk a lot today, I think. Well, not a lot, but same amount, more or less. But I have stuff to talk about, specifically. So, let's drive this podcast home. So, our short day today, 4.5 hours. Nothing too big to talk about there. But yesterday was when I celebrated my birthday with my friends. By my birthday, I mean my birthday and our friend's birthday, because we share a birth month and we're both conserving money so we can go to a convention in a week. So, instead of fully conserving money, we just condensed all of our money spending into one day. So, there was no birthday cake, but we had some crappy water park pizza. It's not so we went to an indoor water park, right? It's a local place, I think. And we had a great time. We had a great time. There's a hot tub there, and I could actually go in it because it wasn't 1,000,000 degrees. If I haven't stated it before, I don't deal well with the heat. I deal so unwell with the heat. I deal better with the cold. So maybe I have more of an affinity for the cold than I do the heat, but maybe that's just because of my upbringing. Like the house that I lived in when my mom and dad were together. It was a really old house, so it wasn't too perfectly insulated, so it was quite cold quite often. But I liked it, because you can always get warmer. You can't get colder as easy. To put it in a way that some people might understand, we're like electronics, or I guess a good way to think about it is, we're like computers, right? Except we have no internal fan besides breathing and sweating, right? But we don't plug into a wall. We have to eat and whatever. But to eat, we use up the energy and all that, like the computing process to tell our bodies what to do. And so for whatever reason, I run hotter than other people around me, I guess. I've just always been partial to I don't need a full-on snow coat in winter. When I was younger, realistically, I could use a sweatshirt and the snow pants and boots. And the snow pants I only wore because it was for when it was outside playing in the snow. But other than that, I wouldn't really need the snow pants if I had a backup pair of pants, because your normal pair would get wet in the snow. Anyway, that's besides the point. So we celebrated our birthdays yesterday by just doing a bunch of stuff. We played some Persona 4. We watched the Nintendo Direct that came out yesterday. Or I guess it was the Nintendo Indirect. I don't really. It was a partner showcase. It was pretty good. It was okay. There were some interesting games, but I guess if you thought that it was going to be like a Nintendo Direct or whatever, you would be disappointed. It was funny. I thought one of the games that was going to be released or whatever was like an Octopath Traveler 3, but it wasn't an Octopath Traveler game. It was, I don't remember what it was. And then they basically showed off Octopath Traveler 0 or whatever, which was hilarious to me, because I was like, oh, this is Octopath Traveler, which I wish I played those games, like actually played those games, I really didn't get the chance to. In a sense, I don't know. I like RPGs and such, and the style's interesting, but I don't know if it's just because like I was way too late to the party or something, or it's just the state of gaming as it is right now for me and a lot of other people. But I just don't have the time, and then when I do have the time, it's like there's other stuff I could be doing that runs on a time limit. I don't know. And then I guess I just didn't end up having as much fun with it as I hoped I would. Even though we went to a water park, an indoor water park, it was pretty cool. It was inside of like a hotel or something. I don't actually know the full story behind it, but the water park has lore, I guess. The indoor water park that's like within one room has lore. That's really weird. And I swear I might have been there before, but I don't remember. Like, the area seemed familiar, but I didn't remember ever going there before. I don't know. I had like this insane sense of deja vu, but that's besides the point. So we got some food there. They had mini melts, which is essentially Dippin' Dots, but not. So, it's like different brand Dippin' Dots or whatever. Personally, I prefer Dippin' Dots, but I got one of those. And then we had like 2 cheese pizzas, which was a bad idea for multiple reasons. One, not everyone is equally as hungry, and they were pretty decently sized pizzas. 2, they're from a hotel/water park, which means the quality of the pizza isn't so great. Now, obviously leaving out the name because location, and then also just, I'm not sponsored, obviously, but I don't want to garner any bad faith either. You know? Keep all the cards until, you don't have to. But, yeah, so we played a little bit of Persona 4, then we went to the water park, which was our plan. So wait, we watched the Nintendo Direct, played a little bit of Persona 4, decided to go to the water park because we spent most of the day there anyway. And then we came back and we played the entirety of Deltarune Chapter 4, I guess. And there was one thing that we didn't do. So the way we play is we don't play necessarily. Only one of us has the controller. And it's not me, because personally, it's just not my kind of thing. I know Undertale and Deltarune are like really big. People are like, I just have no idea what's going on. I'm just kind of there. But like, so we choose voices and we voice them. So that's pretty fun. I voice Asgore and Birdly, and then every now and then a side character. And there's like 4 of us, so we all get ample time. But I'm not super good at doing voices, or the voices I'm good at are very specific. So I don't end up doing a lot of voices. Plus, I wasn't there, I guess, for I was there for the most part during some of the first 2 chapters, and then for most of it, and then I was there for like the tail end of Undertale when they were playing that in the same fashion. So I just adopted Asgore's voice since he showed up at the end. Anyway, I don't remember if he showed up before, but I do remember that I just did the voice from there onward. And like, I understand the basic gist of Undertale because I've seen like, I think I've seen a game theory or something on it, or like a summary at some point. But like, and Deltarune, I don't really know stuff about as much, as it's more mysterious, and I guess I'm sort of part of it now. But the basicness is you can kill enemies or you can like spare them, and sparing is different in Deltarune. But so from what I can tell, my theory, I have a vague theory. So we beat chapter 4, we beat the secret boss, I think. I'm trying to remember if we did beat the secret boss. Because yeah, we did, because it was the old ammo. But right, so basically that was pretty much all we did yesterday. But they were over at our place because that's where we do most of our stuff. Bigger house, and we don't have to be quiet after certain hours because they live in an apartment building and we don't. But basically, they were over until 2 in the morning, which was pretty wild. Because one of us had looked up a guide around midnight and was like, well, you know, it ends very shortly, and it was not very shortly. I was like, wait, guys, pretty sure it's not going to end shortly. And they didn't want to listen to me. They were like, no, it'll end shortly. It's like, these are not short games, I'm pretty sure. I'm fairly confident you could say they're not short games. Like, yeah, theoretically you could beat like a chapter in a day or less. Which we did, but you know, that's not like the actual point. You know, the point is, you know, do stuff. My point is, I have a terrible memory, but had a great time yesterday, and I forget if I talked about this. I've been loving Donkey Kong Bonanza. It is so fun. I haven't gotten very far, I don't think. I'm on 301. No, I just got to the split path, and right, I just got to the snow area, which I think is 400. Yeah. So I don't know, I'm just having a great time with it, collecting bananas and the secrets and all that, and oh, so as a uninformative, non-spoilery tip, you want to talk to creatures, I guess, with hard hats and that are shaped like houses. You want to talk to those ones. That's all I'm going to say about that, but I don't know when that specifically started, but I only started doing that on, what is it, layer 300? And so I'm pretty sure if I backtrack, there's more. But, you know. it is what it is. And supposedly we might hang out again today because they have the day off, and I just got out of work, so that should be fun. And then next week, going to the con. It's gonna be awesome. I don't really remember who or what's there, but it's my first time doing a thing like this, so it should be fun. But I guess sometimes unrelated, but sometimes I feel that I don't know if I get scared or if I'm paranoid, but sometimes when things are going really well or too well, I just have that feeling in the back of my mind, you know, where even if everything's great and, well, dandy, to put it in a word, something's going to go wrong or something, and I don't know what that is, what that feeling is. If it's some kind of tension, or it's some kind of future sensitivity. I don't know. It's nothing specific. It's just a feeling that gnaws at me from time to time. And I know, like, when you're having a really good time, it's really easy for that to end, but I mean, like, I'm not necessarily having a good time right now, but I was having a great time for, like, all of yesterday. So, and if things go well, I'll have a decent enough time today. Like, they might come over, they might not. It is what it is. But that feeling, that feeling of, I don't know how else to describe it, or really how to describe it, but I guess the inability to stop this foreboding feeling that I feel is awful, and I hate it, and I never talk about it, not to anyone that knows me. But you know, it's nothing special, but I guess I just get scared sometimes, you know, which is natural, but I wish I didn't have to be, right? Like, I shouldn't have to be scared of feeling happy. But I can't help it. I don't know if it's paranoia or some deep-seated fear that I have, but I don't know, I'm a little unsettled by it. And this always happens. It'll be the end of the day or the end of the whatever, and I'll be like, well, nah, this was great. And then in my head, I'm like, well, what if tomorrow the apocalypse happens? It's just like, it has nothing to do with what's going on in the world or any of that. That has nothing to do with it. I have no idea realistically, no one who's not in politics has, like, any idea what's actually going on. But more specifically, I am worried about I guess specifically I'm worried about what I lost exactly what I was saying. but I lost my train of thought. I know what I was saying. I don't know. I guess I'm worried that the other shoe will drop, in a sense, where like there's not really a shoe that has dropped yet, but the first shoe will drop, which will be really bad. Either way, I got home and my friends are here, so I gotta go inside and hang out with them. So thank you all for listening to this episode of Drive On Podcast. If you liked it, leave a like. If you don't, you don't have to. And as always, have a great next 24 hours. I will see you next time I drive this podcast home. Bye.